Okay, so we're going to be drawing this figure right here in OnShape. Notice there are no measurements with it, but it does give us a kind of a three-dimensional grid that goes along with it. We're going to say that each one of the grid marks is equal to a 1 inch by 1 inch square grid mark. So let's take a look at how many grid marks this thing takes up. If we look along the length of the front view, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're looking at a length of 4 inches, 1, 2, 3, a width of 3 inches, and 1, 2, a height of 3 inches. So the basic shape or the basic size of this is 3 inches tall, 3 inches wide, and 4 inches long. So I'm going to start by creating from the front view, creating a brick that is 4 inches long, 3 inches tall, and 3 inches thick when we extrude it. Okay, so that's going to be the size of the start of this drawing that I'm going to make, 4 by 3, and then extrude at 3. Let's go to OnShape. We're going to create a new document. This is going to be 6-5 on OnShape. And I'm going to pick the front view. I'm going to turn it towards me so I can see it square. We're going to create a sketch using a rectangle. And we immediately dimension it. Length was 4 inches. And the height, simply by clicking on it and dragging off, 3 inches. Enter. There's our piece. Let me turn it to the right a little bit so we can watch when we give it depth. So I'm going to highlight it, go extrude, and the depth is going to be 3 inches. Enter, and check mark. Good. So here is this brick. Now we're going to take, we're going to take this notch out of it right here, make it into an L bracket. And then we're going to add in this little angled piece, and then we'll cut this piece off. Okay, so first to make it into an L bracket. So on this side here, I'm going to turn it to the right, and I'm going to create a sketch of a rectangle. I'm going to start it in this corner. And the size of this, I don't care about the size of the rectangle itself. What I do care about is the thickness of the material. And this is supposed to be from this blue line over here, it's supposed to be 1 inch. And from this blue line down here is supposed to be 1 inch. So when I dimension, I'm not going to dimension the length of this. I'm going to go from here, click, to here, click. This is going to be 1 inch. And the same thing here. Let me just move this up. I just moved it up. Now I can go dimension from here to here. This is going to be 1 inch. And that is just according to the size. Remember we said each grid mark was 1 inch. So now let's cut this piece out of here. So the rectangle's done. Let me spin this sideways using the right mouse key to do that. I'm going to go extrude, remove, and I'm going to tell it to remove it through the whole thing. Check mark. Through all. Good. Now I'm going to spin around to this side, click on this side, the left view, and we are going to add a triangle right here. I'm going to go sketch, and instead of using a rectangle or circle, I'm going to use a line. I'm going to draw a line from this corner, down to this corner, down to this corner, and back up to the original. Good. Do I need to dimension it? Nope. Check mark. I'm going to highlight that surface, go extrude. We're going to add We're going to add in this direction. I want to pull it that direction. I want to go 1 inch. So I'm going to type in 1 right here. Enter. And notice it gives me that check mark. Spin it around to here. And you can see that I'm pretty close. Next, I'm going to put this notch, this little notch. We're going to put it 1 inch by 1 inch, and it's 1 inch from this edge. Okay. So we're just going to work on this face, top view. I'm going to go with a sketch of a rectangle. I'm just going to place the rectangle in here. We're going to dimension it, 1 inch wide, 1 inch tall, and the size from this wall to this wall is 1 inch. All right, it's in place now. Let's spin this up. Sketch is done. Let's highlight the rectangle. We're going to remove through all. And there is our piece that looks just like this one. So now we are going to, David wants. So now we're going to go to the plus sign here, create a drawing. Okay. This is our shape. We're going to place the front view. I'm going to go straight above, place the top view. Click on the front view again, straight right to the right. Place the right side view. Click on the front view again, go up at an angle and place the top view. Okay. There are some hidden lines, but the only hidden lines are in this view here. So I'm going to hit escape, saying that I'm done with placing the measurement or placing the views. I'm going to right mouse click and go, do it again. Show hidden lines. Should give me some hidden lines through here. There are none in here, and if you don't realize, or if you can't really see it, just go show hidden lines. If they're there, they'll pop up. If not, no harm. No, there's nothing there, only in this view. So now we can pull your name over, stretch your name out, highlight it, double click on it, highlight your name, change the font size, make it nice and big so you can see it. Okay. Try that again, highlight it, change the font size, check mark. This is drawing 6-5, check mark. And it always looks better if you get rid of these other little dashes. Get rid of those by deleting them. And there is your 6-5 drawing. Now, I did find something kind of cool. If you go down here to the drawing itself where it says drawing and you right mouse click on it, if you click on export, you can export it as a PDF. This is 6-5, export, and watch in just a second, it's going to give me 6-5 right down here. Yep, see that? And this is what I can import or export or upload into either Google Classroom or Canvas. Okay. All right, hopefully that was helpful.